Sorry, I'm getting situated. What was the picture that came up? I had trouble uploading the thumbnail I made for some reason. It was just not allowing me to do it. So I don't know. Like it automatically takes a picture. So is that the picture that came up? Hi, I'm doing good. I am like normal levels of stress. Like everything seems to be rolling. Like I'm pulling back on fiber. And so everything is coming together. I'm having more time to myself, which is what I need. So, like to do stuff that I actually want to do. So, we'll see. I heard your album? I started listening. I thought it was pretty good so far. I didn't get to hear the whole thing, but I thought that it was really awesome that you did that. Like that is, see, I always wanted to make music or make an album, but I like never did it. I just like thought about it, and it's really awesome that you decided to actually do it. So I'm excited to listen to the whole thing. But like seriously, it's really awesome to do that. Is work any better? It is. It's never like the problem has never been inherently that I dislike my work, so that kind of always keeps me going. But it's, I don't know. It's a lot. I think everyone I work with would agree. So I'm not like trying to say anything about my coworkers, but it's getting there. I listened to my first Lana Del Rey album. Which one was it? Which one did you listen to? Because I feel like all Lana's albums are really different. So Paradise. Oh, that's a good one. I think that was my first one too, actually. But I really liked it. I swear I feel so bad thinking someone yelling at you. Yeah, I don't, you know. It I'm pretty good at like keeping things together while people are having negative conversations, and then I like hang up and go cry. But it's mostly out of frustration than like actually being upset, if that makes sense. Like I cry when I'm frustrated, not when I'm like actually, well, I cry when I'm sad too, but Cola. Oh my gosh, I forgot about the song Cola. Like, doesn't she not sing that anymore? Because she references Harvey Weinstein of all people. Yeah, I'm hopeful that my career will improve. Like that I'll get to be able to do the things I want to do and be compensated well for it. But yeah, no, Paradise is actually maybe the first record I ever bought. Like the first, because the first like record I ever got was actually like a Fleetwood Mac like 7-inch record, but the first like full album I ever bought on vinyl, I think was Paradise. Lana kind of always sings the same songs. Yeah, I think she does. I mean, it kind of works because I like most of the songs she sings, but her set list has always been very similar. My new favorite Lana song is Diamond Mountain Dew. I really like that song. I feel like it's underappreciated, but I like it a lot. But I don't know. Do we have more news on Lana? Oh, Honey Religion is a really good song. I love that song. Obviously, I love Honeymoon, but I feel like that album just deserved more in general. Didn't she have I think she had a tour for Honeymoon, but it was like extremely limited, like just a couple stops kind of a thing. I think I'm saying this because I thought I went, but maybe I'm confusing it with something else. Honeymoon tour. Festival tour. Oh my gosh. This computer is annoying. I don't. Okay. Oh, she did have a tour. This is not what I was thinking of, but I was thinking of a very limited like tour she did. But this is something else. She did something called the Festival Tour, in 2016. It was started in Poland and ended in Mexico. It was 14 total dates. Did I go? 2016? I did not go. Nope. You know, it didn't click with me until you you just said that, until I read your comment, but yeah, it was just at music festivals. But it was apparently in support of Honeymoon, like, it was specifically for that. But yeah, it was just at music festivals. I guess it was unofficial. Like, it was an unofficial tour. I'm reading the Lana Del Rey wiki right now, Lanapedia, and it's saying it was, like, an unofficial name. I've never heard "Read" by Taylor Swift, but I'm gonna wait for Taylor's version to come out. Yeah, we'll definitely do a stream for that, for sure. I don't think you're the only one who's waiting until Taylor's version to come out to, like, either listen to for the first time or revisit it. So, we can all do that. But there were 3 to 4 songs from Honeymoon. Let's actually find out. Okay, the set list included 25 songs, 7 from Born to Die, 5 from Honeymoon, and then the rest were she did 1 unreleased song, she did a soundtrack song. She did, Serial Killer. I don't know which. She did Young and Beautiful. But yeah, she did 5 songs from Honeymoon, so that's actually more than I thought. Sorry, I keep putting my hand here. Yeah, you're not that far off. 5 songs from Honeymoon on the Honeymoon tour. 20% of the tour set list uh, was Honeymoon. Art Pop by Lady Gaga is an underrated album. It's my favorite Gaga song. I think it's like the fans lately have been really appreciating it, which is cool. So I really feel like people are starting to appreciate it now, but I don't think people appreciated it when it came out at all. Do we want to dive into Marina? Let's do it. Yeah, Fruit. So I've never disliked Fruit. I want to say that for sure, but it was never an album that I was drawn to as much as her other albums for some reason. And I really like the singles. Like I love the song Fruit. I think it's so good. But there's something about it that just like didn't quite click with me at first. But when I heard the song Immortal, like that one also I really liked. Um, but I don't know, I guess I do like this album, like don't get me wrong, but it didn't click with me very like right off the bat the way Electra Heart did and stuff like that. I don't know, like I think like I just think it's interesting that she started the album with Happy because I always thought that song was kind of like slow. It's not one of my favorites, but I do like it. But what songs grew the most? I think Immortal actually. Like I said, I like it a lot, and it's one of my favorites on the album. But it's one where I just like didn't listen to it much, and then literally I don't know what it was. Like, it was literally the day my great uncle died, and I remember it because I was leaving work early because I had found out that morning, and I was like, "I can't be here." And I don't know, I was just listening to it, and I was just thinking about, like, the concept of, like, immortality and, like, your legacy living on beyond you, and I was like it just, like, hit for me for some reason. It's a very epic song as well. I love the production of it. I think Fruit is a better opener as well. I've never, like, disliked this album. I don't want it to sound like I'm being negative for sure, but I wouldn't have picked Happy as the opening song. But I do like it. I see why people like it. The production's very cohesive all the way through, and, like, I don't know, I really Immortal took me ages to like I didn't care. Yeah, that was me at first, and then I just, like I don't know, it just, like, clicked a couple months after I first heard it, and I was like, I don't know. Immortal is a perfect closer, 100%. And when I listen to this, it makes Love and Fear, like, a very jarring album to have come after, and I can understand a little bit more, about why people didn't like Love and Fear, because if you got this album and then you get Love and Fear, it's just not as like, it's just not as good as this album. So I get it. Yeah, the first half is really solid, I think. The first I like Can't Pin Me Down, but, like, that's around the time where the album starts to get a little bit less strong for me, I guess. I like the song Blue. I think it's fun. It sounds fun. My biggest regret that I think about regularly is that, I didn't buy those, like, 7-inch records that were I guess they were scratch and sniff, I don't know if they really worked or whatever, but, like, the singles for this album, Can't Pin Me Down as a Turning Point. Yeah, 'cause I don't dislike the song, and I really like the song Immortal, but the first part of the album is, like, really, really solid. Forget is a song that grew on me a lot. I didn't like it at first, but I ended up really liking it. I also wish about the singles, but that was long before I collected vinyl. Yeah, that was I collected vinyl around the time that time, but I just never collected, like, new vinyl, if that makes sense. Like, I just, like, would go to the record store and be like, "Ah, that one looks cool." I wasn't, like, as much of an avid collector as I am now, especially for pop artists. That's a bit newer for me. What songs would I cut from the album? I don't I guess if it's definitely one of the second half of the album songs. I just don't like Better Than that much. It's like I don't know, I like Can't Pin Me Down, but it's, like, very clearly a turning point in the album, but I'm, like, trying to decide if it's just not as good, and the rest of the album is weaker, or if that song has something to do with it. I'm not really sure. What song would you cut? I don't know how many I would cut. Like, it's not like, although I say the first half is, like, significantly better, I, um, I don't think the second half is bad. It's really cool to me that Marina apparently produced a lot of these songs. It's about Ellie Goulding, maybe? Interesting. I first heard Marina from Just Dance 4 because Oh No was on it. I love that song. That was maybe I don't maybe that was the first Marina song I ever heard. Oh No, because it was, like, on Tumblr. I remember seeing a GIF of it and just, like, being like, "What is happening?" Because she was everywhere on Tumblr at the time, and Oh No was, like, a really big song. That and, I feel like Fruit is such a defining album when it comes to her sound. I agree, like, definitely how cohesive it is. Because I love Electro Heart, obviously, but part of the reason, like, to be honest, totally not meaning to be negative about Electro Heart, you know I love it, but the reason I love Electro Heart is 100% like more so how thematically strong it is than just the sound. Like I like the sound of it, but like I made my whole video. I don't need to rehash it, but everything I talked about in that video is why I love Electro Heart, but this album, it is definitely, like, more sonically strong. Man's World could have been from Fruit, 100%. Like, Love and Fear, like, not it I mean, I don't know. Love and Fear is I don't hate it as much as the average person seems to, but like, when you look at the Ancient Dreams and Modern Land, set list, you're absolutely right. Like, I feel like a lot of it actually is very Fruit based. Like, I don't know. For me, Fruit aged much better than Electro Heart. Yeah, I would agree with you. I think, like, again, I love Electro Heart, but I think Electro Heart is so of its time, and Fruit is a little bit more timeless. Like, I think Marina even said, I can't remember for sure, but it was definitely very, like, in line with what was very popular aesthetically in early 2010s Tumblr, and I can't help but associate it with that time. I think it's probably gonna be the only album that is going to start, like, some fresh in the future. Electro Heart has the biggest impact. Yeah, like, I don't know, because Electra Heart is, you know, it's kind of a cohesive